Okay, this paper weaving is the creative weft paper weaving. So the difference in this one is the warp is cut straight, and then your pieces are cut creatively that are woven into your warp. So what you guys last did was a creative warp where your warp was cut creatively, so the green paper was cut creatively and the strips are straight. So this is the opposite. So what you're going to do is you're going to choose a paper for your warp. This one you're going to fold in half. You'll draw a line first of all at the open side, and you will cut straight half-inch lines and stop at the fold. Okay, this is not cut creatively. This is just straight. So that this will then become, cut, stop at the fold, cut, stop at the fold, and this is your warp. Okay, so this is whatever color you choose, straight half-inch cuts. Then your pieces, you can do this in all different kinds of ways. So I'll just show you one thing you could do. And you'd probably be better off like drawing this first, but any kind of little strip of paper you can weave in. Like say I want to weave these guys in. Same process, you're going to weave in a tabby weave. And then you would weave these over one, under one, over one, under one, and you'd alternate the next strip. So even though they're funny shaped, it's still the same process of weaving over one, under one, over one, under one. And then you do have to alternate the next row, which ones you weave over and under. Okay, so that's my first one. If I were going to weave this one in next, if I wanted to fit right up in next to this one, I would line it up first, and then I'm weaving the opposite. So I'm going under or over this one, under this one, making sure it's the opposite of the one above it. So if you notice that these edges fit together, that can be kind of cool. And I'm going to show you something else you can do with that whole idea. So these were cut from the same piece of paper. So it's cool because then they fit right up next to each other because of this cut. What you can do, which is kind of cool, is you can stack up some papers. Like say I want these three to fit together the way these fit together, but I want to alternate colors. What you can do is stack these up. Now when you do this though, you want to keep track of your stacks because you're going to be pulling a color from each stack, and you want these edges to line up in your weaving. So for example, say I want to weave in one of these, and one of these, but I want them different colors. So I'm going to be wasting like 2 pieces of paper. So for example, I want to do the black from this one, the green from this one, and the light blue from this one. Because we cut them all at the same time in strips like that, oops, these edges come together. You see? So if I want to weave this one, I'm going to weave it opposite of the one above it. And I'm not going to be able to get this right up next to that one because this has a different edge. Okay, so here's this one. Then before I weave it in, I want to make sure like, okay, is this the next piece? It lines up perfectly with this one. Yes. So I'm going to weave it the opposite of this one. So I'm going to go over this, under this. And then when I weave this in, it's going to be right up next to it. These don't have to be right up next to each other, but it's kind of cool. If you want to do that, you could do something like a bunch of different kinds of blues, you know, and then it would look kind of like water, or you could do like some kind of sunsetty color combination. But still, this lines up perfectly with this one. And then if I wanted to do my blue next, my light blue, I say, okay, yep, that's the edge that lines up with the last piece. And I weave it opposite, over, under, over, under, over, under. And here's that one. You could also like draw on these. You can paint different strips. Okay, I have to pause because my battery's low. Okay, didn't pause, so I'm still here. Okay, so I got my charger, and I also got some other paper so I can show you another thing that you can do. So you can stack them up, cut them, line them up, and weave them together like this. Another thing you could do, so I've got yellow, blue, and brown. I can be thinking like, okay, I want to do, maybe I want to do like a tree. So I have 3 pieces of paper. I'm going to be thinking of 3 different areas. So I've got yellow, blue, and brown. I'm going to make like a little difference there. Okay, so these are my lines. Let's see. So if I cut on my line, I'm just going to kind of figure this out as I go. But since it's creative weft, whatever you weave in is up to you. So whatever shapes you want to cut out, you know, be brave, be creative. Think of cool things you could weave into there and just cut it. And then, oops, now I should be kind of keeping track of this. So this is up here. This is in this little opening. Where was this? This is here, right? Yeah. Okay. So I'm keeping my negative shapes. So if I want to weave those into those areas, I can. And then, okay, here's my tree. These things all fit like that. This fits like this. I'm going to cut this little landscapey place. So this would be something you really would need kind of a flat surface, a little bit of area so you can kind of set all this stuff up. Okay, so then I could say, what am I going to weave in first? Or I could kind of decide what I want to be what color. So I think I'm going to have yellow at the top. I want my tree, I think, to be brown. So I'm going to get rid of the yellow and blue of my tree. No, I think I had the bottom be yellow. And then all this top stuff be blue. So it's like I can take I can get rid of all of this stuff. Or maybe I want one yellow up there. I don't know yet. So I'll just keep that nearby. Okay, so then this is blue. This, am I keeping that? No. This is blue. And this is yellow. Okay, so this is what I want to try to weave in. I'm not even sure how to do this, so I'm just going to weave my tree first. And I will come back to you guys because this is the kind of thing that's going to take a while and some finagling. So let me, okay, so I kind of went from the middle and wove my tree in there. And then I'm not really sure how I want to do the rest of this. And some of these pieces aren't going to fit exactly right. And I could also just like cut things to fit into these spaces that I want. I think that's what I'm going to do. And it doesn't even have to be from those pieces that you used. But I'm thinking, okay, that's kind of cool. I can see like what do I want to put there? I don't know where that piece went. I guess I don't really need to have, so that'll probably weave in there. So I'm trying to think of a piece that'll work there. I want to make sure that it's over this one, under this. Let's see. So I could do little pieces. I could do all different kinds of colors and just kind of figure this out as I go. Yeah, I like that. And I might do like, I could still even weave on top of that. Like say I want to do some little streaky stuff of like a light blue. I could weave that in there with it too. Yeah, I like that. So you can just play around with these. You can find the ones that fit if you're even able to do that. You know, I am like struggling. Let's see. I go over, under. Let's see what this guy looks like in here. And then I might decide to keep that. Yeah, kind of like that. And I can still go in and add little things to this. But you guys should be able to come up with something more, even more clever than this. Based on your other projects. Okay, so like I want to put a little tiny piece of light blue in there. So right in here, I want to do the opposite of what's going on. So I'm going to put that right up in here. Okay, so I'll continue to work on this just like you guys will. Just be creative. If you want to start with like a couple shapes, weave those in and then see how you want to fill the backgrounds. You don't have to like stack your paper. I'm kind of thinking I don't want to use the whole background like I had it. I might want to put different colors, even though this is kind of cool right there. So anyway, this is the creative weft. You cut your warp straight, fold it in half, draw your line at the top, cut straight half-inch strips, and then your pieces that you cut in your weft is cut creatively. Okay?